shofar for us.
I'm going to try. I might fail like Jason, but we'll try. I assure you it sounds much better when an actual shofar blower does it. But
yes,
there's a poor attempt. My comedy is better than my shofar blowing. Thank you.
And that was better than Jason did, too.
Thank you.
Jason's still mad.
Okay, warning everybody, this is going to be perhaps the most Jewish segment in the history of Las Vegas television right now. That clip was from last fall when our next guest failed miserably to blow the Rosh Hashanah shofar. Not good, okay? But now he's back to redeem himself. Noah Gardenswartz is here with Ester Steinberg. Welcome to the show, guys. We have bagels. We have a beautiful...
If you wanted to up it a little bit from me blowing a shofar, why don't you just put me in front of a stack of delicious bagels from Siegel's Bagelmania?
You know what? We have to talk about this because you guys are going to be performing next Thursday at perhaps the most Jewish place you could possibly do comedy, okay?
Yes.
At Siegel's Bagelmania, my favorite breakfast place here in town. Tell us about this concept and why this is so special.
Well, the problem with comedy is, like, do you go get dinner before the show or after the show, or maybe you order disgusting nachos? You know, it's never delicious. But why not? Why can't you just have really good food, really good stand-up? I mean, come on.
This is going to be called at the Backroom at Siegel's Bagelmania. You already did stuff in your career where at Cantor's Deli,
yes.
So you're this is an easy transition for you.
Esther has a thing for doing shows in Jewish delis.
But you got guys like Bill Burr. I mean, there was a lot of legendary people that performed with you at Cantor's.
The location of Cantor's and the Kibitz Room was right by all the big comedy clubs. But what's great about Vegas is also we have buddies and friends that are going to be in town doing giant shows, and they might just swing by.
We're going to be bringing in comedians from LA, New York, but we're actually very proud that this first show on July 25th is all local Vegas comedians. They're all headliners. We have Jimmy McMurrin, Mary Upchurch, Michael Yo, and then Esther and I, of course, will be on the show.
It's a beautiful thing. You guys are now Vegas locals. Let's talk a little bit about your backstory. Tampa girl.
Yes.
You started doing stand-up on lunch tables.
Yes.
In high school. You also went to Tisch. Now, you also have an interesting background. You were a journalist. You grew pot. You were an elementary school teacher.
I did all those things. But
hedge fund trader.
Above all those, I have a love of the craps table, which brought us to Vegas. So.
Is that why Vegas? I'm curious.
Well, lots of things. We needed it to check boxes. Can we do comedy? There are 6 comedy clubs and some delis. Can we send our kids to school? Can we afford a nice house? Can we go to? Do we feel like safe and happy here? And the answer is yes.
We love Vegas. We've been very happy here, and we wanted to create a show at a beloved institution in Vegas that really caters to Vegas locals. We love performing on the Strip, but when you perform on the Strip, it's usually to tourists who are in town from somewhere else.
Right.
And we really are creating a comedy show where we want to bring local Vegas natives out to come enjoy a laugh, have some delicious food, and that's kind of the plan of what we are building.
And let's talk about this. You've been in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. You've written for this show.
Yes.
The dynamic of you guys are married, being in a relationship, having 2 kids. I was watching, I Don't Hate It podcast, great video, you guys in your home. You don't want to talk about your kids on your podcast, which is fine. We won't talk about them here. But I'm just curious, the dynamic being a husband and wife, doing the comedy thing, is it suffocating, or how is it like being together? How did you find each other? Tell us the long story.
He has boundaries. I do not.
Okay, so that's good though. There's a little different. Tell us how you met.
We met on a podcast, which is like as comedy as it can get. Like as Jewish as Noah and Esther in front of bagels meeting on a podcast is
we
comedy.
We had the same manager, but what got me is I said, what are you doing later? He goes, I'm hanging out with my sister. And I go, because I meet a lot of male comedians. And I was like, oh yeah, where does she live? He goes, Upper West Side. And I was like, oh.
Wow.
He goes, what does she do? And he goes, Talmud teacher. And I was like, oh.
Wait, you were, the elementary stuff was you were a Talmud teacher?
No, my sister.
Oh, your sister. Oh, okay.
So that sparked my interest. I was like, what guy has a Talmud teacher
sister? It works
sister?
Being married to comedians because we understand each other's lives. We never have to explain if we're need to go out late at night before we're on the road.
Your parents have one kid who's a Talmud teacher and one son who does prostate jokes?
Well, I was going to say, at the time, they had one kid who was a Talmud teacher and one kid who was selling weed. But now, we run the gamut in our family.
Right.
Now.
Well, listen, there's a great these guys, you got to go really watch them do their stuff. There's so many comedians that come in and out of town. You guys are really great at the craft. I'm happy you married a nice Jewish girl instead of the Viking.
Yes.
Because at 6'4", 2:30, he thought his dating criteria, the people who were going to be attracted were either, little people or Vikings.
Yeah, you're calling back a joke that is not TV appropriate, but I appreciate that you've listened to my stuff. Yeah,
no, you guys are
yeah.
super good. Tell us one more time. We got to get the egg everything, and we got to watch Esther and Noah.
And it's
Absolutely.
monthly, so we're like, it's not just going to be one show. We are going to be consistently putting together this fabulous show every single month, and we need locals. We
Tickets
want everyone
available.
coming.
Siegel's Bagelmania.com. Come out, eat the delicious
Special
food,
menu.
have a laugh. Esther and I will always be there, bringing in a rotation of great
Our favorite
comics.
people.
Listen, they do great stuff. It's called the Backroom. It's going to be so much fun. Listen, even Siegel's, they'll shell out the bagel for you.
They will.
You know, if you're feeling a little carb conscious, someday, listen, TV adds about 15 to 20 pounds.
Yeah, thank
so
you.
I'm
Caesar
very
salad,
svelte in
barbecue
person.
chicken salad, like we're good.
They
We have
have
got
The
vegetables.
Siegel burger. It's more than bagels. Great menu.
And
Listen.
a Reuben. Everyone's like, oh, comedy, cool. Will there be Reubens?
There will be. And maybe a comedian named
I just want the Gardenswartz on your ticket next time, okay? I want it on the poster.
Yeah,
That's great.
I've got the necklace.
Well, our goal is actually our goal is to get a Steinberg Gardenswartz menu item. So,
Perfect.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Guys, we're going to do that. These